Well, good morning, everybody. I'm sitting here in front of McDonald's. It is 7:47 in the morning. Live in a small town, Junction City, Oregon. There are only 3 hot spots in my area in the mornings: McDonald's, Safeway, and Java Joy Coffee Shop. So, this is my first video ever. I've been watching YouTube and studying the gig economy for a couple of years now. I've been doing Uber and Lyft ride shares for that time in Eugene, Oregon. Big college town. The University of Oregon's there. Switched over to, added to my repertoire the food delivery. Downloaded the DoorDash app end of last year. Added the Grubhub app. I have Spark, Roadie, just to see if there was some work I could add to rideshare. I really enjoy rideshare. I don't think I'm ever going to give that up. But I've seen a lot of videos from a lot of new people that have been working for DoorDash or Grubhub for a couple of months, and then they get on their computer and they start making videos about how to DoorDash and how to Grubhub and how these processes work. And I really think that's a shame, because a lot of these people really don't know. They don't know how the app really works. They don't know how the processes really work. I mean, there are some that have been really good. There are some that are just really bad. So, just for an example, a video was posted yesterday, I think, and I watched it. I subscribe to a lot of channels, but watched the video yesterday, and it was a person that has been door dashing for 2 months, and they're making I wish I would have known this when I started door dashing video. Well, you did start door dashing. I mean, you're new too. You're just as new as the new guy. Just some of the stuff that you posted was garbage. One of the comments that was made, this is the example. When you schedule for DoorDash, they don't let you schedule for more than 12 hours. That's not true. You can do a block on DoorDash. You can schedule a dash from 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock the next morning. I mean, that's a lot of hours. That's not 12. They'll let you dash as long as you want to dash. There's not a limit. Like Uber will cut you off at 12 hours. Lyft will cut you off at 12 hours. DoorDash will not. They will let you dash as long as you want to. It's information like that, don't say it if you don't know it's true. You gotta know the information before you try and teach somebody the information. Another example would be unionizing gig work. That is such a stupid idea. I mean, I worked for 22 years in the Postal Service. 6 of those years was as an arbitration advocate for the National Association of Letter Carriers. I've been around union work my entire professional career. I've argued with district managers and senior managers in a company that's got 400,000 employees. Gig work is not unionizable. It is not something that can be unionized. It's independent contracting. It's a job that you can come and go. There's no application process aside from, do you have no criminal record and a good driving record, and do you have a vehicle that'll run? I mean, they can deactivate you on a whim. There's a lot of videos about that. You can be deactivated for little things, and it's because you're not an employee. It'd be like me hiring a guy to come out and mow my lawn. If I don't like how the guy did it, if he cut it too close if he didn't weed it correctly. I can call him up and say, don't come back again. I don't want you to work for me again. I don't owe him nothing. I don't owe him anything. I can cut him off whenever I want to cut him off. The other reason why it's not unionizable is you don't know who the other Door Dashers are. You don't know who the other drivers are. There's no way for you to find out. There's no roster somewhere. There's no list of drivers. There's no there's no way for you to know unless you're sitting in a hot spot and you got 6 cars around you and you can tell by their stickers or whatever that they're Door Dashers, and you all get in a conversation with each other. I mean, that's not a union meeting. That's 6 people standing around waiting for some ride. And but unless you do that, you don't know who the drivers are. You can't even find out. There's no way to find out who the other drivers are. Uber and Lyft, in Eugene. The only way I know who the other drivers are is when I'm sitting at the airport in the airport queue and a bunch of guys are sitting around me. Now, I've become friends with some of the other drivers. I mean, we talk a lot. We compare notes. We talk about rides and stuff like that. But, other than that, I mean, unless you have a Facebook group, I mean, that's a big way. I mean, if you got everybody in Eugene, if I can get everybody in Eugene to get on the same Facebook group, I would know who all the drivers are. But not everybody has Facebook. Not everybody, joins those stuff. Not everybody wants to know. They don't want to know who the other drivers are. They don't want to get together and talk about it. It's a side hustle. They're independent because they don't want coworkers. They don't want to go to a workplace and gripe about bosses and stuff like that. They're sick of that. So, that. I mean, if you can't organize at grassroots levels, if you can't get a city to get all of its drivers together, how are you going to unionize the country? How are you going to get a national voice? You're not. You can't. I mean, some driver in New York gets together with 10 other drivers in New York and they want to argue with DoorDash about whatever. That's not going to affect me. I'm in Oregon. The DoorDash is going to, maybe consider something in New York or, or maybe not. They don't care. There's 100 other drivers. 100 other people applying to be drivers. There's, the market's saturated. Yeah, there's a lot of people signing up. There's a lot of new drivers. I see drivers come and go. In the 3 years I've been driving in Eugene, drivers come and go. You see a new guy, you never see him again. They especially during the pandemic, they lost their job, they quit, they're in between jobs, they're whatever, and they say, hey, I'm going to make some quick money, I'm going to sign up, but they don't want to drive, they don't want to interact with people, they don't want to, oh, the gas prices are too high. I'm so tired of listening to gas prices too high. If the gas price is the reason why you're not being successful, it's because you didn't have a plan when you started in the gig work economy. You didn't have a plan on how to pay for your gas. I have a designated credit card that I use to pay for my gas. So it's a bill that I have at the end of the month. I incorporate it into my bills. Yeah, that bill may be a little higher at the end of the month, but I'm really not going to see it. I'm really not going to see the difference when I go to the gas pump. I use Costco a lot. I have a Costco credit card. I use GetUpside's a good app to use when you do gas. But to gripe that the gas prices are so high, you're filling your tank every day with your debit card or out of your bank account or with cash, and it affects you immediately because you didn't have a plan. You didn't have money set aside. You didn't have a plan on how you were going to do the maintenance of your vehicle. So don't blame DoorDash for that. Don't blame Uber for that. When the gas prices are really low, are they supposed to cut our pay? I mean, are they supposed to pay us less? Hey, you're only paying $2.50 a gallon, so I'm only going to pay you. I'm going to pay you less. That's such a dumb argument. I mean, I believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I work, working for the post office. Gas prices suck. I mean, they affected the postal service. Now, the post office never raised its rates to cover gas prices. It never It never adjusted anything to cover, the price of to deliver mail. They've got more vehicles in the military. I mean, it's a huge cost deterrent to the Postal Service to have to fuel all those vehicles. But UPS raises their rates daily. They'll adjust that stuff every day. You want to ship something with UPS, it might be a different price tomorrow because of gas prices. If they have to drive out of town, you have a surcharge. You have a rural surcharge. You're going to be charged more. UPS does that, and it nobody notices because they think UPS is great. And fine. The post office won't change. I mean, it's going to be the same price to mail a priority package as it was yesterday, as it is today, as it's going to be tomorrow. And that's the reason why the post office is so successful. It's because they don't change. They don't change their rates on a whim. I don't want DoorDash to change their rates on a whim. I'd like them to keep them where it is, and I want to be able to see what I'm getting paid. I want to understand where the tips are. I want the customers to be held accountable for tipping their driver. I agree with the no tip, no trip mentality. I mean, I'm sick and tired of seeing people on TikTok saying that, tipping as a customer is for service that's been performed. No, it's not. It's a service. It's an acknowledgement of service that's being performed. I mean, you don't decide at the end of your meal, hey, right in this moment, I'm going to tip my waitress. You've decided that throughout the meal, or even at the beginning of the meal. Did I get seated? Did I get my drinks? Did she come talk to me early? I understand that you're making the final decision at the end, but in some countries, if you don't slip the waiter a 10, he's never going to fill your drink up again. If you don't give him a tip at the beginning of service, he's not going to pay any attention to you. And that's how it should be. If you want exceptional service, you demonstrate your desire for exceptional service by giving a tip. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. To ensure proper service. Tip. That's what it stands for. Tips. To ensure proper service. If you're going to ensure something, you're going to do it at the beginning, not at the end. If I want to ensure that my car runs, I'm going to make sure the oil's there. I'm going to make sure that the gas is there. I'm going to make sure that the tires are good. That's at the beginning of my trip, not at the end of my trip. If I don't ensure a good trip, I don't get to the end of my trip and decide, well, did I have enough gas? You're going to find out real quick you didn't have enough gas. I mean, there's so many things going on in the gig economy right now that's why I decided to make this video this morning. I'm sitting here, it's 33 degrees outside. I'm waiting in at McDonald's with a couple other drivers that I've met. I watch this stuff daily. I listen to people talk, and I want to bring at least a voice of clarity or some reality to the YouTube. I don't know when I'm going to start a channel or what's that all about, but this will be the first video, and I'd like to make more videos on not necessarily how to do stuff, because you can see how, if you want to know how to do it, there's a lot of videos out there that are really good. I think Pedro DoorDash Santiago is amazing. If you wanna, he does videos daily. If you want to know how to do this, you want to see ride-alongs every day, you want to see somebody that knows how to make this profitable, watch his channel. But I want to be positive. I want to add I'm getting some notices here from Spark. They just keep wanting me to sign up new drivers. That's just silly. Why would I want to add to the already overloaded gig economy? There's got to be some positivity. It's not a negative thing. I don't like complaining. I don't like, being negative. I don't want to, it's going to be a bad day today because. No, it's not going to be a bad day today. It's going to be a good day. I've been sitting here, honestly, I've only had one trip for $5.75 in town. It was like 1 mile. 1 mile. This is a success to me. I live less than a mile away from this McDonald's. I love doing this in the morning because, before I go into Eugene, which is, 11 miles away from me, there's not a lot going on. Grubhub's not out here. Sparks, there's no Walmart. There's no airport. There's, this little town has DoorDash, and some days I can make $70 in a couple hours in the morning. just nonstop. Some days, it'll be $6. But here in a minute, I'm going to drive home. My wife gets up at 8 o'clock in the morning. She works late at night. I'm going to drive home. I'm sitting on my lazy boy chair, drinking a cup of coffee, and I'll get another ride at some point, and later on today, I'll drive into Eugene, and we'll see how that, the lunch hour is there. But really, okay, my point for this video was this. Don't just watch everybody on YouTube and think that they have all the knowledge, because some of this stuff is just garbage. Some of the stuff that's being posted out there is just, for new people, don't watch it. Don't even bother, because, some of the information is so bad, that, they don't know how the apps work. They don't know how, the program is. They're trying to talk you into doing stupidity like unionizing and protesting and, let's not drive on St. Patrick's Day. What a stupid idea, I like that, Pedro talks about, there's going to be more drunk drivers if there's no rideshare people. No, duh. I mean, that's why DoorDash or Uber and Lyft want you to drive on Super Bowl Sunday. That's why they want you to drive on Friday and Saturday nights. That's why there's so many more passengers out there, because, people are trying to be responsible. And to be responsible, there has to be drivers to drive them home. I personally don't do rideshare rides after midnight. I'll take everybody and their brother to the bar. But when they're going to the bar, they're not going to throw up. It's when they're coming home from the bar. Now, I have yet to hear of a passenger out there that went to the bar in an Uber or a Lyft and didn't get a ride home. There's somebody out there that's going to take them home. There's somebody out there that's going to work that angle. They're going to go out and they're going to get that guy and they're going to take him home. There's a lot of money to be had doing that. I mean, early mornings in Eugene, Oregon are very busy for rideshare. They're not that good for food delivery, because the only place you have open is Denny's. I mean, 24-hour shops that are going to be able to deliver food. I mean, even McDonald's close at 11. Taco Bell stay open until 2 in the morning, but that's just recent. Recently, they're starting to open later. Wendy's till 3 in the morning, but only drive-through. If you want to sit in drive-through lines all night, have at it. I don't do food delivery at night. Only during the day. It's just the restaurants are so unpredictable right now. So, know your market. Listen to the people that know. If it doesn't sound like they know what they're talking about, or it sounds like they're just out to whine and complain, unsubscribe. If it sounds like they're positive and they like what they're doing, listen to them. And I'll try and make more videos. I don't know how this editing is going to go. I haven't really done anything with my home computer on this yet. That's just like on a whim. Let me know what you think. I guess we're supposed to talk about subscribing and hitting the like button and all that stuff, but we'll figure that out when we get there. All right, have a good day.